If you're a SaaS founder or leader, I know you 100% have competition. These companies are stealing your leads, they're stealing your clients, they're probably even popping up on your sales calls. And every time you come across them, you're thinking, not these guys again. Well, luckily, I'm about to show you the exact system we can use to put a stop to this. And this is what I've used in my own competitive industry to break through the noise, but I've also installed it for multiple companies across SaaS and AI to help them get the competition on their edge as well. So I'm sure you've heard all of these at least one time before. I'm going with these guys instead. They have a better offer. I trust them more, or you simply don't hear from the prospect after you show them the demo. If any of these situations sound familiar, I'm about to show you how we never hear these again. Even if your niche is hyper competitive, you're still a startup, you have fewer case studies, if not no case studies compared to your competitors, you have fewer testimonials, if not no testimonials compared to your competitors, or if you're in a David versus Goliath situation. Now, I'm sure you like the sound of that, but you might be thinking, what do you need to do differently in order to make that happen? So what we need to do is we need to get leads closed before the sales call even happens. Now, before we jump into the 4-step framework we'll use to make this happen, let's do a quick thought exercise. So when was the last time you paid for a high-ticket solution that was, say, over $2,000? Did you really get closed by the closer? No. You had done your homework before. You kind of predetermined that you wanted to buy the solution. You just need to go on there, ask a few logistical questions such as integration, maybe figure out pricing. But if that made sense, you were going to buy. You didn't really get closed by the closer. You let them close you as a formality. Now, the issue is a lot of you are not taking enough of that same line of thinking into your own SaaS business, and it's leaving prospects and demos to dry. So the adjustment we need to make there is the pre-closed system. So let's walk through this step by step. So step 1, the lead sees the ad. Now, I've got an example here. This is one we whipped up in 5 minutes, but it brings us lots of leads, lots of appointments, and lots of revenue. But the thing here is we want to showcase the 7-11-4 battery. So what each of these numbers represents, if you aren't familiar, the average sophisticated buyer nowadays needs a minimum of 7 hours of engagement with your business to trust enough to buy from you. They need to be engaged across 11 different touch points. They need to be across 4 different channels or locations. And what this battery ultimately represents is how pre-closed and ready to buy a prospect is. So they've seen our ad, they've gotten a little bit of awareness, the battery is slowly starting to move, but they're nowhere near a buying stage near the top of the battery. Which brings us to step 2, where the lead clicks learn more on the ad. They're then prompted with a series of pre-qualification questions to make sure they're a fit. If they aren't disqualified by our questions, they're then prompted to enter their contact information. Once they've done that, they're presented with a last step page, and from there, there's 2 options. 1, they exit the ad and continue scrolling, which happens more often than not, or they direct book onto our sales team's calendar. But the KPI for that is around 15 to 20%, 30% if you've got a great ad. So that means essentially 4 out of 5 prospects are giving us their contact information and keep scrolling. So in order to capitalize on those 4 out of 5 prospects, we need either a sales rep or a commission-only setter to call them within 5 minutes. Now, speed to lead here is crucial. So if they don't answer that phone call, the setter will double dial and call them twice a day for days on end. We essentially want it to get to the point of they either book the call or tell us to leave them alone. We don't want anybody in that middle ground. Now, the commission setter calls them, the prospect answers. We run them through another series of pre-qualification questions, get a quick sense of what their goals are, where their pain points are. Then we set that appointment with the sales team for the same day or next day. We want to keep this process moving as quickly as possible. And as you can see here, our 7-11-4 battery is back, and it's slowly climbing up. The prospect is impressed by how quickly we were to get to them, how attentive we are, and how invested we are in understanding what their goals and pain points are. So once they get booked in, or if they come for a direct booking, they'll either see this page naturally, or we'll have it sent to them. And on this page, there'll be a series of videos, which essentially serve as your VSL, which is a video sales letter if you aren't familiar. Now, I've done an entire video breaking down how to make an excellent VSL for your SaaS business. But for now, I'll just give you the high-level overview. So the VSL objectives is to pre-handle your most common objections. We want to build trust. We want to showcase your unique mechanism. And we want to explain the base concepts of your product and service. And once the prospect has watched that, the battery is going to continue to climb because we've answered their questions, we've started to build trust, we've shown them all the objectives in the VSL, which pushes us to step 3, which is where the setter creates a group chat with the closer. And this is another super unique mechanism you can install into your business right now. Not very many people across the SaaS space are doing this. Now, before I show you exactly what that looks like, once we get to step 3, there's going to be a series of automations that also get triggered. So the prospects and the leads are going to be hit with high value, dense email and SMS nurture sequences. They're going to be sent more videos, more organic content, maybe even an extensive VSL. They're going to be sent our case studies and our testimonials if we have them. Now, if we don't, that's okay. We're sending them enough content. The ultimate goal is we just want to keep this 7-11-4 battery climbing up. So as you can see, once we've got this, we're nearing the top, but we're not fully done just yet. Like I said, we come to step 3 where the setter creates a group chat with the closer, which is a super unique mechanism. So what this looks like, let's say our setter's name is Mark and our prospect's name is Daniel for this example. Mark is going to create a group chat with himself, the lead, and the closer. And he's going to send either a voice note or a video ideally. Depending on the situation, you can send a message, but we found response rates are significantly higher with these two, and we get compliments on this all the time. So Mark will send a quick voice note. Hey Oliver, just wanted to quickly introduce you to Daniel. He's building XYZ SaaS business. You guys are set to meet at 11 a.m. on Tuesday. Then the closer, who in this case is this handsome fella right here, will respond, hey Daniel, it's great to meet you. I'm looking forward to our meeting. If you need anything in between now and then, don't hesitate to ask. Nice and simple, but now the prospect Daniel, when he shows up to that closing call, he's seeing a familiar face. And throughout all of this, he feels very attended to. He feels very cared for. We're showing genuine interest in what he's doing. So in our appointment setting call, we get a little bit of information as well as our qualification questions about the prospect's pain, goal. We've sent them all this content, all these automations. We're starting to build desire. And now that the closer has stepped in, we're really starting to build some trust. And from there, they're either going to send them a personalized loom that maybe the founder or the CEO made, showcasing the product a little bit more. Then we're also going to keep sending them content. In today's era, video content is king. So the more assets we have like that, whether it be YouTube videos, podcasts, webinars, the more video content we can send out, the better. So like I said, the prospect needs a minimum of 7 hours of engagement with your business to trust you enough to buy from you. And video is going to be a great way to chop that down. So once we've done all this, if we followed every step up to this point to a T, we're going to transition into phase 4, which is the sales call. But at this point, we don't even refer to it as a sales call. We call it an enrollment call. So as I said, if we've taken every step up to this point seriously, we've installed everything, our 7-11-4 battery is going to be nearly maxed out. You might be saying, Oliver, why is it nearly maxed out and not just fully maxed out? And that's for 2 reasons. One, every prospect is going to have some logistical questions, whether it be pricing, tech stack integration. There's always going to be something they want to square away on that call just to make sure it's a fit. And 2, we don't need it to be maxed out. In this case, I like the reference of if an angry bear is chasing after you, you don't need to be faster than the bear. You need to be faster than the person next to you. And the person next to you, in this case, is your competition. So let's label these competitor A, competitor B, and competitor C. We'll start with competitor C. Maybe they're using the same channels as you, but they don't have the assets built out. There's no speed to lead. They don't really do anything with the prospect until that demo call. Then that prospect shows up cold to that demo call. It's 30 to 60 minutes of their closers educating rather than closing, and that deal eventually gets lost. Now, competitor B, maybe they've got a better system. They've got some speed to lead. They've got social proof. They've got a great product. They implement some of it, but they're doing nowhere near as much as what we're doing. And then competitor A, maybe this is your number one competitor. These are the guys you hear about on your sales calls. These guys are a household name in the space. They've got great social proof, a great product. Everybody kind of knows who they are. But for that reason, they are nowhere near as attentive with their prospects as we are. So where does that put us? As prospects are searching for a solution, especially if it's high ticket, they're very rarely just doing a one-stop shop. They're going to speak to pretty much us as well as these three competitors. And what it's going to come down to, even if these competitors have a better product or solution than us, is we are so much more dialed in. We've built the trust. We've shown we're engaged. What the prospect is thinking now is if they're doing all of this before I buy, I can't imagine what it's like after I buy. I can't imagine what their customer success team is like. I can't imagine what their product development team is like, the new features they're going to roll out. It would almost be silly of me to not buy from this company at this point in time. And that's what we need every prospect that comes through our funnel to be thinking. And this is all stuff you guys can start implementing into your business right now with or without my help. Now, if you haven't already and you're interested in seeing what this would look like built out for your business, click the first link in the description to book a strategy session with me and my team. And we'll show you exactly how you can install this system step by step. We'll show you what it would look like to increase your show rates, increase your close rates, and overall increase your SaaS company's revenue. I'm looking forward to speaking with you. If you've watched up to this point, be sure to hit like, be sure to hit subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.